Just on the rhetoric, you mentioned the First Lady and Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel's comments were, Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow. And he said this days before the shooting, but there does seem to be a normalization of rhetoric about assassinating this particular president. How can this administration try to put an
Nah, 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 nah. So they are trying to connect Jimmy Kimmel with the shooting on Donald Trump at the dinner. Whoa.
end to this?
Well, I think you heard it directly from the president on Saturday night, Aisha, that in his words, we need to recommit ourselves as a country to toning down the rhetoric and to unifying around what makes our country great. That's true of everyone who works in this White House, but as I said, it's also true of everyone who has a voice and a platform across this country, whether you're on television, a podcast host, you know,
Damn, I've never think in my life that few of the podcast hosts would be so big right now. And they are also the news hosts.
people listen, and when you have mentally disturbed individuals across the country who are listening to this crazed rhetoric about the president day after day after day, it inspires them to do crazy things. And unfortunately, it's not just the media, it is the entire Democrat Party has made their pitch to voters across the country that Donald Trump poses an existential threat to democracy, that
This is what it is. Few of them are trying to do something. I don't know which team you are now, but this is so much hoax and some bad things happening in the country.
he is a fascist and that they compare him to Hitler. I mean, these are despicable statements that the American people have been consuming for years. And so many mentally perturbed individuals are led to believe these words are truth and then are inspired to act on it. I have a whole host of examples that we can share with you after. It is pages and pages of major Democrat Party elected officials saying
What are you saying, man? I mean, you're just circling the things you are saying again and again and again and again.
such as Rep. Hakeem Jeffries just this April, this month, said, "We are in an era of maximum warfare everywhere all the time." Governor Josh Shapiro said heads need to roll within the administration. Senator Alex Padilla said people are, quote, dying because of fear and terror caused by the Trump administration. Senator Elizabeth Warren, President Trump is making the country look like a,
You have all of this written in your paper right down there and you are reading that? What the hell is going on in the White House?
quote, fascist state. Senator Adam Schiff saying President Trump using a dictator playbook. Senator Ed Markey calling President Trump a dictator, saying that this administration's actions are authoritarianism on steroids. Governor J.B. Pritzker, never before in my life have I called for mass protest disruptions. These Republicans cannot know a moment of peace. You have Rep. Presley saying, "We'll see you in the streets." Rep. Monica McIver, a Democrat representative on Capitol Hill, "We will not take this shit from
Oh, damn, this is bad. You have everything written and you are just reading it right like that. Dude, what is
Donald
happening
Trump. He thinks
to
he's a
this
dictator.
country?
We are at war." These are Democrat elected officials calling for war against the President of the United States and his supporters. I could go on, but again, when you have people in positions of
I
power
mean, it is not a war, it is a free country and everybody have freedom of speech, I guess.
that are saying things like this every single day for years, you are inspiring violence by people who are already mentally ill. And that's what we've seen against this president for far too long.
This is not what it is. People who are already violent, they do violent things. The people who are not violent, they would never think about doing any violent. You understand what I'm saying? You understand?
This is disinformation and misinformation online. There will be bite-sized clips that will go viral to the point where there are Americans in this country that believe that what happened Saturday night was staged. How this
Yes, the shooting that happened was staged. Everybody is saying that. How a shooter can be so pointless, he cannot shoot anyone. I mean, what is this happening? I'm literally suspicious on that as well.
this White House tackle that with social media companies out there, whether it's X,
Who of
Facebook, Instagram? How do they work with
YouTube,
these
YouTube,
companies
YouTube, bro,
to make sure it
YouTube.
doesn't get out of control?
It's certainly a good question, Aisha. I don't have tangible answers for you on what we're doing with social media companies, if anything at all. What I will say is it's very important to us that we get the truth and the facts.
Because you are doing something right. They are doing something. They scrutinize them. They do some court cases on them and everything.
about this case and any case out there as quickly as possible to dispel some
They
of
are
the
taking down the individual journalists, individual news media reporters, and everybody. They are taking down their videos. They are removing their channels and everything they can do.
that crazy nonsense that you do see running rampant online. And I think the Department of Justice and the FBI thus far have done a good job of disseminating the truth and the facts about this alleged attempted assassin, the perpetrator in this case. And I understand he'll be arraigned in court very soon. You all see that. And the Department of Justice will be giving a briefing and an update later today. So as far as we're concerned, just providing maximum transparency and hopefully people will believe the truth rather than the lies and the conspiracies that so often do go crazy on social media.
Dude, what is this happening? This is all on attack on each other's right.